It had been a long hot summer on the island of Sodor. The engines were all very excited. A fair had come to Sodor. There were lots of rides at the fair. There was even a ghost train as well. When Henry arrived at the station, he spoke to his driver. "I've heard that the fair has a ghost train," he said. "What is a ghost train exactly?" "It's a ride that goes through a tunnel and there are all these spooky things inside, like ghosts, monsters, skeletons, you name it. They all do woo like that." "Pah!" said Henry. "I'm not afraid of stupid old ghosts." But secretly he hoped he'd never have to meet one, just in case. That evening all the engines were talking about the ghost train. Henry was getting tired of it. He was about to settle in for the evening when his driver came up. "Come on, Henry," he said. "A tunnel needs unblocking. The Fat Controller has ordered us to take some workmen and 2 trucks to the tunnel." "Bother," said Henry. "I was about to settle in for the evening." "Don't worry," said his driver. "It's not all bad. It won't take very long anyway." "Well, at least it will get me away from all this chatter about ghosts." "Whoa!" spooked Thomas. "Look out for ghosts, Henry. Remember, the tunnel is darker at night without a lamp." "Be quiet, Thomas," said Henry. "Ghosts aren't real. Even if they were, I'd still say it's only little engines who'd be scared of them." And Henry puffed away in a huff. Henry did not have a nice journey on the way to the tunnel. The trucks teased him with every puff. "Henry's scared of the ghost train. Woo!" they jiggered. Henry ignored this and steamed on without a care. Soon they arrived at the blocked tunnel, and Henry puffed cautiously inside. Things were going well inside the tunnel. The workmen had cleaned up what rubble they could. When they were loaded, Henry started to puff out of the tunnel. Then, all of a sudden, bump, bang, and stop. "Burst my boiler!" cried Henry. What in the Fat Controller's name was that? Henry's driver got down to look. "Your tender is derailed, Henry," he called back. "Some rubble must have fallen behind us. We can't go forward nor backward." The guard went outside to find a telephone to call for help. When he came back, it was not good news for Henry at all. "I'm afraid help isn't coming until the morning, Henry, so you'll have to stay here for the night." "Brilliant," wished Henry. "That's all I need." When the driver, fireman, workman and guard went home, Henry was left alone with the trucks, who, unfortunately, were asleep. Quite soon, he'd begun to doze too. And then, eventually, drifted off to sleep. Suddenly, Henry woke with a start. He could feel himself moving. The trucks in front and the guard's van had gone. It was then Henry realised he had no driver. "What is all this?" he asked in horror. "Some sort of joke?" No reply came, only a rather chilling noise. "Whoa!" wailed a voice, and a ghostly white shape floated towards him. Henry was terrified. "Ah!" cried Henry. Henry puffed on, his wheels icy cold and shaking. On and on he hurried, through the swirling ghostly fog. In the distance, Henry could see a station, which made him feel a little better. Until he saw what was on the platform, a skeleton staff, and what seemed to be a very thin controller. There was even a vampire waiting to catch the next train. "Get me out of here!" wailed Henry, and puffed on panic-stricken. The tunnel seemed to go on for miles until it eventually rounded a curve. Ooh, 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 ooh. Henry then came to a sudden stop. Ooh, 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 ooh. A whistle could be heard in the distance. "Sounds like Gordon! Oh, thank goodness!" puffed Henry. Henry saw a light approaching fast, but it had completely forgotten he was standing on the same track. Then, from around a bend, a shadowy ghostly Gordon rushed towards him with a scream and a roar. Henry could bear no more. He blew his whistle loud and long. "No more! No more!" he screamed. "No more!" All of a sudden, Henry felt himself moving out of the tunnel. "Wake up, Henry," called the driver. "Your tender is back on the line. We can go back to the shed now." Henry was delighted to be out of the tunnel. He hurried home as quickly as he could, pleased to see the sunny morning sky. When he got back to the shed, he found all the other engines waiting for him. "Where have you been?" asked Gordon. "You were away for longer than we were expecting." "Did you see any ghosts, Henry?" teased Thomas again. Henry tried to sound brave. He took a deep breath and said, "I said I didn't believe in ghosts. Therefore, no, I didn't see any." But we all know what Henry saw in his dream, don't we?